John here. I'll put on my earphones here. We don't really need them, but they help. Just a little, uh, looks more official though having them on. But we don't have a guest. But anyway, today, the April 1st, April Fool's Day. I'm a fool, I guess sometimes I am. And we're going to talk about Ukraine more. We had interesting guests yesterday. I hope you enjoyed that. Realized they did something technically. It wasn't quite as good as they should be. We won't tell you what it was, but we got to improve here with the camera, etc. But we're doing our thing here, and I don't have the temperature. I was going to get that, but it's pretty mild today. And we hope next Saturday, the 9th, is good for our outside gathering one-day event. Remember that. It's at KiwanisOneDay.org to sign up for that. Well, we're going to talk about Ukraine, and I thought a good way to do this, to see what's happening, is maybe just to see what's up in the news on CNN here. We're praying for Ukraine. We're going to keep that prayer up. We got it up in the right corner, too. Here's a heading from today's CNN. This is right now from CNN. That they're worried about the Red Cross wasn't able to into a besieged city, Ukrainian city. That was Mariupol, in the east there, I believe, and that was just not good. That Russia won't let humanitarian or other aid go in there. They say there's 100,000 in that city, and love your comments on these things. So give me your comments when we're talking here. Uh, but Mariupol is one city. Let me see what else we can find out there on that situation there. Now, oh, here's the other story that's really interesting. The helicopters that not Russia, Ukraine used to bomb a fuel depot inside Russia. But Ukraine's not actually saying they did it. They're not saying they didn't do it. So the assumption would be they did do it then. So Russia says they did it. Of course, Russia doesn't tell the truth, but basically they're half truths. Maybe sometimes they tell the truth. It's a mix, but basically it's mostly filled with lies. And so that's what there's a little smoke there coming up. And then on the other side, then we have the Mariupol story. I'm going to do something here. I'm going to put myself down and see how that works. Let's see how this works, folks. You can see the Mariupol story there in the middle of our web screen. And it talks about the 100,000 that are still left in the city. So that is what's happening out there. And wow, we got some things happening. And we just hope this can get better before it gets worse. They did get some buses out of that city, Mariupol, but I guess others are not getting there. It's a city here that they say is another story here. And then they have Western nations agree to release more reserves. Well, that'll help somewhat on the global pricing. And so this Is Russia really backing off? That is the question some would ask. Is Russia really backing off from Ukraine and around the cities and etc.? So that was some CNN news there, and oh, I didn't see it on the CNN, but I heard it from other on cable news today. Here's another story I'm going to bring up here. Well, we'll just put it on the screen that way. Uh, the President Zelensky I think it was yesterday, he had a video and he said he had two generals that were traitors. And he didn't want to get too deep in it, but traitors. I saw some names in a story. Basically, they might be Russian Ukrainians who might be leaning towards Russia. Then it's in the east, I believe, and some intelligence people say that happens. That there's probably some spies for Russia in the Ukrainian system, and the other way around too, because they're both pretty tightly together there, and so that could be happening. And so I don't know what that means, but Ukraine is doing pretty well, and they're on the offense, as we just brought up about that story about the generals there. What happened here? I'm losing it here. Yeah, that isn't what I wanted. We'll get this back, folks. But Ukraine is on the offense right now, so that's good. And where did my thing go here? Yeah, Ukraine's on the offense, so that's good. Um, there's been somewhat backing off from Chernobyl was one place. Some say that was radioactivity affected the soldiers and they had to get out. Russia doesn't quite want to say that, but some say there are some reports that they were digging trenches around there, and it's called Red Forest. It's a dead forest around there. That leakage was so bad that it's not good. So they don't have any. So Russians came in without any equipment, this report, so uh, their health wasn't good, in other words. So they got out of there, and they're heading back north to Belarus or back to Russia. Uh, so that's what's happening around the cities there. So anyway, so Ukraine's on the offense. Can they hold them off? Can they get some air support? And they need tanks. Now, I never thought about this, but in the last few days, I heard Wesley Clark, the former general, and others talking about tanks and other armored carriers and other things that the Ukrainians could use in this warfare. And of course, they could use some jets too, those MiGs, and just so many different things. But they are doing well. But they got to keep supplied to keep up the offense here. And some say Russia's going to bring in new troops, and some generals I heard on some of these shows, they're saying that's not going to really work too well to put two groups together that they haven't really been together, and it's understandable. So Russia's in trouble, and it's not over though, because in some of these eastern cities and around Kiev also and other areas, there's been indiscriminate shelling and missile attacks on cities and hospitals and things like that. It's not good. So we'll have to just keep praying for Ukraine here in the days ahead, and remember the country of Ukraine, and just keep praying for them. And bring up my prayer thing here. Bring up the prayer. So just keep praying for Ukraine. And we'll hope this offense of, well, the Russian part, I hope they are retreating, and hope Ukraine can hold and get these Russians out of there, and maybe we can have some good things happening. Franklin Graham put out a proposal to have a ceasefire, as for a report from the Religious News Service, that both Ukraine and Russia would have a ceasefire over Holy Week. And it varies there because of Greek Orthodox and other calendars. And I guess it's a Gregorian and Julian calendar difference. I guess that's correct. But it's about the 10th to the 24th or something. It could be up to 2 weeks. But Graham is asking for a ceasefire during Holy Week. Now, remember, I think it was the World War I story classic that they stopped World War I on Christmas Day in probably 1917 or 18. I forgot how that would be. My history is failing me right now. But it was an historical Christmas that troops played together soccer, even, I believe, and sang songs and broke the barriers there for a while. But hoping for a ceasefire during Holy Week, that's a pretty big task, and that's what Graham has sent letters to both presidents on that, of Ukraine and Russia. So that's you can see at the bottom of the screen where you can help with World Relief, Love World Relief, and think about them. And they got some people on the ground. They're working with people, and they're also going to be working with our refugees when they come our way. That 100,000 Ukrainians when they come. So that's what we got to be doing right now. So I just want to thank everybody just for taking a little time, if you're listening to me today. And we'll see you then on Monday. Oh, geez, that's the wrong one. No, that wasn't correct. We're not doing anything with pancakes. Oh, yikes. How come that got in there? Well, I don't know where the other one was, but we'll see you then on Monday. That pancakes keeps getting in there. That was the quietest thing that we had. But anyway, we'll see you then on Monday at 5, and Lord willing. And anyway, just have a good weekend. And thank you for just taking a little time with me. So God bless. God bless out there. Bye-bye. Have a great weekend. And we'll see you Monday at 5. And we'll have some guests next week. We're lining up. We keep working at it here, and we want your comments too. We're going to start pushing more for comments. So thank you very much. God bless. Bye-bye now.